class of thermodynamics. Now, in today's session, we will see about the third law of thermodynamics. Till now, we have seen zeroth law of thermodynamics, what is its significance, first law of thermodynamics, and second law of thermodynamics. Now, in today's session, we will look after third law of thermodynamics. Now, in third law of thermodynamics, we will read about Clausius inequality principle. In previous session, we have seen Clausius theorem. Now this is Clausius inequality principle. Now how it works? See, this is the diagram, temperature entropy diagram. Okay. Now I told you we will take a body, we will divide into number of small bodies, and each small body will constitute one cycle. Same thing you can see here. The body is divided into small strips, and strip is having one cycle. Now first see here carefully. This is isothermal process where heat is added, dq amount of heat is added. At downside you can say this is also isothermal process where dq2 amount of heat is released. Similarly here in all the cycles there are four processes, two isothermal and two adiabatic. Now we have already read what is the efficiency, how to represent the efficiency. Efficiency is given by nothing but 1 minus q2 by q1. 1 minus q2 by q1. Now what is q2? What is q1? q2 is nothing but heat rejected and q1 is heat supplied or heat added. Okay. Now here in this case, which is the heat added and which is the heat rejected? This dq is heat added and dq2 is heat rejected. So replace it, you will get 1 minus dq2 by dq. This is for any general cycle, efficiency for any general cycle. Now coming to reversible cycle. Reversible cycle, you know, it gives the maximum efficiency. So for reversible cycle, just you represent it by REV, reversible. Okay. Now from the Carnot theorem, corollaries of Carnot theorem, you know, any reversible cycle has efficiency greater than any other cycles, or you can say reversible cycle is having efficiency greater than the any other cycles. Any other cycle means irreversible cycles. Why? Because reversible means ideal case, all the processes are reversible, but in general the things are irreversible, so its efficiency will be less because of some losses or anything. So you can write this thing 1 minus dq2 by dq for general case is can be either equal or less than 1 minus dq2 by dq for reversible case. Okay. So this you know from the Carnot theorem corollaries. Now from this we will proceed forward. See here, something I have written here. Now one important thing. Suppose you have a numerical value 80 and numerical value 50. So which is greater? Of course 80 is greater than 50. But if you have to subtract both things from one same quantity, suppose we are subtracting both things by 100. So 100 minus 80 and 100 minus 50. Now if you will see 100 minus 80 will give how much? The difference will give 20 and this difference will give 50. Now which is greater? Now this 100 minus 50 is greater. If we talk individually about 80 and 50, then 80 is greater. But when we are subtracting it from some higher one quantity which is higher than it, then the things are different. Just reverse. Same thing is here. Same thing is here. Please observe it carefully. 1 minus dq by dq for general case is either equal or less than, we are taking less than, is less than reversible case 1 minus. But when we remove 1, when we remove subtraction, then it will be reverse case, means dq2 by dq for general case will be greater than dq2 by dq for reversible case. Okay, I think this is clear. Now one more thing, 20 and 50, which is greater? 50 is greater, but reciprocal 1 by 50 and reciprocal 1 by 20. Now which will be greater? Because we are reciprocating it, so now the things will again change. Now 1 by 20 will be greater than 1 by 50. Same thing we have done here. We have just taken the reciprocals divided by 1 both side. So again the sign will change. Again you will get same this thing. Correct? Now we know from the temperature scale, absolute thermodynamics temperature scale, Q1 by Q2 is equals to how much? T1 by T2. Correct? Now applying same concept here for reversible cycle. dq by dq2 can be represented by T by T2. I told you in the Carnot cycle, for reversible cycle you can represent heat transfer in terms of temperature. Efficiency, if you remember efficiency, I told you 1 minus Q2 by Q1, and this can be written as how much? 1 minus T2 by T1 for any reversible cycle. Correct? Same thing we are doing here, replacing the Q with temperature. Now this is correct only for case of reversible cycle. So here when we talk about reversible, put this value here. So you will get dq by dq2. This is for general case, means irreversible. General means irreversible is less than or equals to T by T2. And just cross multiply or transfer, you will get dq by T for general case, or dq by T is less than or equals to dq2 by T2. Okay, so this is one of the important conclusion. So note down this thing. I hope this derivation is clear. This is nothing but Clausius inequality principle. Now coming to next, from the Clausius inequality principle you got dq by T equals to ds for reversible process. In Clausius theorem you have read this thing, or you can say when we taught about entropy is property, it is given by dq by T, same thing. Okay, now for any process dq by T will be either equal to ds or less than ds. Note down this important thing. This whole slide is very important. These are nothing but summaries or conclusions. For reversible process dq by T will be equal to ds. For any other process you can say dq by T can either be equal to or less than ds. Similarly for cyclic process again same thing. Cyclic integral of dq by T will be either less than or equal to cyclic integral of ds. Now you know for any cyclic process about properties, what happens? A cyclic integral of property is equal to 0, means ds is nothing but property. Entropy, ds is entropy, change in entropy, and entropy is property, I already told you. So for cyclic process this will be equal to 0. Put this here, in place of ds put the 0. So for reversible process, you know, see here, for reversible process you know dq by T is ds, so it will be equals to 0. It will be equals to 0 for reversible process. Now for irreversible process, just put here 0, what you will get? dq by T is less than 0. dq by T is less than 0. Now dq by T can be greater than 0? This is impossible. This is impossible. dq by T cannot be greater than 0. This process is impossible. This is one of the limitation of first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics doesn't tell you about the whether the process is possible or not, and second law tells you. So this is the one of the conclusion of the second law of thermodynamics. This process is impossible. Why? Because dq by T cannot be greater than 0. Now note down these two important conclusions. For any irreversible process, ds will be greater than dq by T, and for reversible process it will be equals to dq by T. For any irreversible process, ds will be greater than dq by T, and for reversible process it will be equals to dq by T. This is one of the important conclusion. Now, this is the third law of thermodynamics. You have read in your 11th and 12th, or if you are going to in class 11 and 12, then this is new for you. What is the third law of thermodynamics? No substance in universe can attain absolute zero temperature. No substance in universe can attain absolute zero temperature. And what is absolute zero temperature? 0 Kelvin. Absolute zero temperature is nothing but 0 Kelvin. So 0 Kelvin is not possible to attain by any substance in the. This is the third law of thermodynamics. Now, why it is not possible, you can see practically here. ds is given by dq by t. Now, if t is 0, what will happen? If this denominator t is 0, what will happen? This whole term will become infinite. If you are making temperature denominator 0, this whole term will become infinite. And change in entropy cannot be infinite. Change in entropy cannot be infinite. So this is not possible. This thing is not possible. This is the third law of thermodynamics. Now students, it's time to solve the numerical. A heat engine receives reversibly this much amount of heat from a source of this much temperature and rejects again to this thing maintained at this temperature. So you are given heat, you are given temperature of source and sink. There are no other heat transfer, means there is no other heat transfer. For each of the three hypothetical amount of heat rejected. Now you are given different cases A, B, C. What are those cases? Irreversible, reversible and impossible. You have to compute integral of dq by t for these three cases, reversible, irreversible and impossible. For these three cases, you have to compute the cyclic integral of dq by t. When this much amount of heat is rejected, when this much amount of heat is rejected and when this much amount of heat is rejected. You have to find, actually, you have to find whether the process is reversible, irreversible or impossible. For these three cases of heat rejection, you have to find which case is belongs to irreversible, which case belongs to reversible and which case belongs to impossible. Now solve this. Cycling integral of dq by t for first case. What will be the value? Q is how much? 420. Q is how much? 420. And now T. What is the value of T? See, this is about source. So heat coming from source. So Q by T, I will draw a circle for you. You will understand it better. So this is the diagram for the heat engine. You already known. This is T1 source temperature. From here Q1 amount of heat is coming inside the heat engine. Then it is doing some amount of work and some amount of heat is rejected, which is Q2. This T2 is the sink. This is the diagram. Now you have to find cyclic integral of dq by t. So first for Q1, next for Q2. So for Q1, for first case, part A, dq1 is 420, temperature is 327 degrees Celsius, convert into Kelvin. So we have added 273 to convert into Kelvin. Next, this much amount of heat is rejected. It rejected with minus 210 and temperature of sink. temperature of sink is constant, which is 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, plus 273 to convert into Kelvin. Put this, solve this, you will get 0. Now dq by t is equals to 0 means the cycle is reversible. Correct? Next, for case B, again dq by t, this first component 420 by 600, it will be same. The change will be here in the value of Q2, it rejected. Now here it is, this case it is 105, and temperature of sink is again 27 degrees Celsius, means 300 Kelvin. Solve this, we are getting this much. Now this is positive, greater than 0. So dq by t greater than 0. Just now I told you. Is it possible? No. It will be either equal to 0 or less than 0. So here it is coming greater than 0. So it is impossible. Third case, its reaction is 315, means Q2. Q2 is minus 315. Put the values, solve. You are getting minus. Minus means dq by t is coming less than 0. Less than 0 means it is irreversible case. So like this you can find the process is impossible or not, possible or not, and if possible then it is reversible or irreversible. You have to find dq by t value or ds value. Okay, and for each thing, for source as well as for sink, if there are many sources, for each source you have to find. If there are many sink, you have to find for each sink dq by t. Correct? I hope it is clear to everyone. Thank you for the today's session. We will meet you in our another sessions. Till then, goodbye and take care.